All right, I'm still here in sunny Vancouver, and to my right is Gordon Holmes, who writes the Gold Report. Gordon has been covering the resource sector for quite some time, and he also has another report called the Energy Report. Gordon, what got you involved in the resource sector?
It was a visit by James Turk back in 2001. I had sold my paper magazines, and he came up to my winery to try my Pinot Noir, and flipped over the Pinot. And he said, "Gordon, are you still getting my newsletter?" And I go, "Yes." He says, "Are you reading it?" And I said, "Not really." And he said, after he took another sip of wine, he said, "Gordon, start reading the newsletter and start investing in precious metals." So 2001, that's when gold was 250 bucks an ounce. It was a great beginning.
And that led to you starting to publish online, correct?
Yeah, I had been a financial publisher prior to that, publishing research and buy-side magazines for the last 30 years. So I knew a lot of the players. So I reconnected with the Doug Caseys, the Bob Bishops, Adrian Day, John Embry, all the players in the market. And they started sending me information so I could start, assessing and building my own position, and realized I had such a wealth of information that the average person wasn't able to access. So we created the Gold Report.
And this is a free report on the internet that anyone could get to and read a plethora of information. And you probably have more insights into the market than most of us. I obviously have my own opinions, and they're very strong ones, but what are you seeing in the precious metal sector right now from everybody you interview?
Well, I think certainly, and at the Cambridge conference, you're seeing a lot of bullishness. But we've had a real run from November, December. You've got lots and lots of stocks that have made some huge moves. So I think there's a lot of caution. But I would say personally, I'm still bullish. I see opportunity. And every time gold gets closer to that $1,000, that magic marker, people get excited.
What about the base metals, your coppers, your mollies, and that type of thing? Any opinion on those?
Well, same thing. Copper has been a personal place I've had money in this last go-around, and I think it surprised a lot of people. When it bounced off the bottom and seems to be building a base here. With Asia and China and the rest of the developing world, they need a lot of copper. So I think long-term, copper is a great place to be. I'm no expert on the rest. Leading to energy, I remember February when oil hit 35 bucks a barrel. That was like a green light for me. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't help myself. I went long the DXO, and that has been a great trade, and I'm still carrying that trade.
Very good. So, what about uranium? Do you delve into that market at all?
Oh, that's been a friend, and I've really enjoyed that. I used to try and guess what Jim Dines was going to be talking about next. So back in 03, 04, that was a great space to be, and I found that the companies have almost done a full circle. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite ones is Frontier Group, FRG, and I remember buying that stock $2, $3 a share back in 04, 03, whenever it was. The stock got up to, I think, around 12 bucks a share, and when it hit $2 again, I remember calling Mark O'Day, the president, and said, "Mark, what am I missing? There's just such an opportunity here." And I think the stock has moved up to the $4 range. Mm-hmm. So again, it's another double in a 60-day period. Wow. But they have an incredible asset, the Aurora asset, which is uranium. It's really a gold and uranium company, and I think they're going to try and monetize that asset this year. So that would be a real lift for the shareholders.
Okay, very good. What about access to your site? I mean, I know what you can do, but for readers that don't know, you can just go to the Gold Report or the Energy Report and get on your mailing list, and that way in your inbox, once a week, you get these reports, and it's probably one of the best syndicated letters out there, correct?
Yep. What you're referring to is it's a free website. Anybody can access it. But what the astute investors have realized is there is so much information being published that a couple of years ago for the Gold Report, we started a twice-a-week email distribution so they could see all of the editorials that we had posted. The Energy Report's once a week. And what you were referring to is we create original content. We also extract from folks like yourself various newsletter writers, analyst reports from Bay Street or Wall Street. But when we do a specific interview with an analyst or a money manager or a newsletter writer, we post it on our sites, but then we syndicate it. And whether it's Yahoo Finance or Google or Seeking Alpha or 321 Gold, our editorials are posted there. So it really gets a lot of traction.
Well, I've noticed that because I know when I'm interviewed by you and it's on your syndication base, I can see the volume increase in my web hits personally. So thank you for that. And doing a great service to the industry. So how do you monetize this? You take advertising?
Well, we don't take advertising. I'm personally not a big fan of banner ads, but we take something called sponsorship. So just like at the Cambridge show here today in Vancouver, you have public companies that are buying booths and they're hoping that some of the investors will go by and learn about their company. Effectively, that's the same model except electronically.
Okay.
As I said, you won't see the distracting banner ads, and it's all third-party editorial content.
Very good.
Yep.
Well, I'm about ready to conclude. Is there anything else that you would like to tell our viewers about the Gold Report or the Energy Report before we close?
Not really, just that I think your viewers will find this very enlightening and very free, inexpensive, and it's a wealth of information that investors don't have to come to Vancouver or Toronto. They get on their computer every day, and as I said, we have a worldwide reach in terms of the content providers.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Comments made on House Street Video and HouseStreet.com are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at HouseStreet.com. House Street Video is a production of House Street Media Incorporated.